Carrie, you got the right shirt on for this segment for sure. Sony shut down Bluepoint Games. Here's a quick summary. Sony is closing out Bluepoint Games in March 2026, laying off approximately 70 employees just 5 years after acquiring the acclaimed Austin-based studio in 2021, following what Sony CEO Herman Hulst called a recent business review amid an increasingly challenging industry environment. Okay, so number one, so I saw somebody had went and found Herman Hulst's tweet where he was like, nobody saw this coming, and he was when they acquired Bluepoint Games. He didn't tweet that out today, but sure feels like when I saw this, I was like, what the hell, man? Like, how many companies do you have to buy, forced to make a live service game, and then when it doesn't come out to be the way what they want, fire them? How often does that have to happen before somebody stops you from buying companies? Because clearly you're buying companies for the wrong friggin' reasons. Rich, what do you think about Bluepoint Games getting shut down and firing those 70 of what Herman Hulst said are very talented people?
Yeah. No, it sucks. It sucks. And 70 people is not a lot for a studio.
No, but still.
Yeah, no. I say that to say it's surprising, right? So obviously they were working on that God of War live service game, and that apparently got canceled early 2025. So from the report so far, it seems like they spent the year since then pitching other games, meaning they never entered production for anything else. So they spent about a year and didn't enter production into anything else. But even just when you think about like the burn cost for 70 employees for that year, couldn't have been very high relative to what PlayStation kind of typically spends. And so it's very surprising that they made this choice, especially given that they were just acquired 5 years ago.
2020.
Yeah. So it's surprising. It's disappointing. I think that like, you know, it seems like the through line is this Jim Ryan to Herman Hulst transition, where there have been a number of studios that have closed since that happened, a number of layoffs as well, and a number of game cancellations, especially the live service ones. And so it seems like what Sony is trying to do is trying to kind of consolidate their palette of games that are coming out, that are in development. And then what that means is that there's a lot of collateral, like human collateral, and that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, it seems like maybe Jim Ryan was like, let's go live service, and now Herman Hulst is like, let's not do live service. Like, yeah. Bluepoint was never a live service studio until PlayStation made them a live service studio.
Yeah, and I should say too, even with that, Herman Hulst has been here the whole time. So like he is also responsible for that live service push, but it seems like Jim Ryan might have been the one that was really pushing it at the time, and like now they're changing some direction.
Carrie, are you going to do like the thing with your shirt and rip it in half?
You guys have nothing to worry about. Herman Hulst, like if you just look at it, looks like Sony is just like looking at the Microsoft playbook and just be like, yeah, let's do that. What did they make Arcane do? They made them make a multiplayer game that they didn't want to do, and it sucked.
Right.
Let's get rid of that company. Let's do that to Bluepoint. And it's like, okay, that's a great idea. But the good news is that Herman Hulst will be replaced by the COO of Uber Eats, so everything will work out. So don't worry, guys. It's gonna be just all right. Yeah, it's really just, I look at all this stuff that's happening, and one thing that I didn't know, I had looked it up just recently because someone like pointed out like how many acquisitions they had and how many studio closures they had, and the list is pretty large, but I only went down to 2015, and if you include things that are not studios, I didn't know that Sony sold their stake in I always thought Evo was like a smart thing for them to do, because the fighting game community very much did align with PlayStation. So like fighting game community and all that other stuff, I was like, okay, that was a smart thing to do. And they're out of it now, it seems like. I don't think that they actually own Evo anymore. So you look at all the acquisitions that they did. Do you want to do that right now, Bill? Do you want to like do the number of like guessing of acquisitions?
I forgot the question you asked, and I said, don't answer that. Damn it, that's content, baby.
All right, I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to let you guys guess. It's how many acquisitions, just do studios, how many acquisitions has Sony made since 2015, and how many studio closures shut down to have happened in that same period of time? What
All
do you
right, so
think the
let's do
number
that
is?
as two different questions. And I'm going to have
It is
Rich.
two different questions because it's not like it's not like they got Bluepoint and shut down Bluepoint. It could be that they got something and then shut down something completely else, but just 1-to-1. So yeah.
Okay. So Rich, I'm going to have you go first because you're the one that I feel like is the most plugged in to like
I looked it up, so
gaming
don't
news.
let me go first.
Okay,
Can
so
you
I
repeat
guess-
the question?
Yeah.
Just so I know,
Okay.
I'm clear.
How many
Um,
studios has Sony bought
PlayStation
in the
acquired.
last
Yeah.
in the last
Since
5 years?
since 2015.
Oh, in the last 10 years.
And how many have they shut down since 2015?
Okay, I don't know how many they've acquired. Let's go with 15. 15?
Okay. Russ,
Okay.
do you think it's higher or lower than 15?
Lower. I was thinking 12.
I'm going to go higher.
Okay. And how many do you think have been closed since 2015?
You already know that, right, Rich?
I have a number. I don't know if it's the same number as Carrie, but I did look it up.
Okay. Well, then I'll just do Russ. Tell me how many and I'll go higher or lower.
I'm thinking 8.
I think it's that's a really good number. I'm going to say lower. I'm going to say lower. What's that game that I used to watch on TV with the cards? The giant playing cards, and they would. Oh my God, it was such a
Darn,
good
I don't
show.
know.
Card
Is it black
Sharks.
and white?
Oh.
No, it was not. I'm not that freaking old. Jesus,
All right.
Russ.
So since 2015, there have been 10 game studio acquisitions.
Okay.
And
Okay.
technically a bit more because one of them actually bought another company from that company. Like
a
it was
Russian
Fireworks
doll?
Studios. Like Fireworks Studios bought another company, and it kind of like got absorbed into Firewalk or something. So it's Insomniac, which has been holding up PlayStation. They got them in 2019. There's Housemark, which now is doing Soros. Nixus, which has been doing a bunch, but they have seemingly not been doing any PC
Yeah.
ports as of late. Fire Sprite is the one I believe that acquired another studio, so it could be 11 if you really count it, but I'm going to say 10. There's Bluepoint, Valkyrie, Bungie, Haven, Savage Game Studios, Firewalk Studios. Those are the since 2015. And the closures
Firewalk
have
is
been
gone.
8. Have been 8.
8.
Exactly
You
on
nailed it,
exactly
Russ.
on the,
Wow.
yeah. So there's Evolution Studios, Sony Manchester. There is technically one, but I'm not going to have it in there. Japan Studio, Pixel Opus, London Studio, Firewalk Studios, Neon Koi, and then Bluepoint Games.
Evolution Studios is not Evo, right? Like you're not.
No.
Okay. Yeah,
No.
yeah. I'm following.
No, yeah.
I'm following.
Yeah, it's they got rid of is sold SCI's stake in Evo in August. Evolution Studios closed in 2016. Sony got rid of their stake in Evo in 2015 of August, 2025 of August. So not too long ago.
No, not too long ago.
Yeah. So that I was not really aware of how many they bought or how many they closed, and it seemed like a way higher number than I feel like Microsoft has more in my head, like way more in my head.
I think they do.
But I don't. Yeah, I haven't. Looked
This
it up.
is why I did the research beforehand.
Studios. They have 40 studios.
So I have no idea how many any of these acquired since 2015. I only know the shutdowns because that was the question that I remember from chat. EA has shut down 3 studios since 2015. Only 3. That is
Yeah, hear
insane.
that, everybody who thinks EA is the worst?
Yeah, Reddit.
Activision Blizzard King before the merger shut down 3 to 4 studios since 2015. I tried my best. Like these are hard numbers to really get. So if there's someone that fact checks me, feel free. Take 2, 4 to 5 since 2015. Ubisoft same 4 to 5. Sony. I have 7, so I was missing one for Sony. Microsoft 9 to 10, so a little more than Sony, not a lot. Embracer apparently 44. Embracer.
Yeah.
because they bought
Well, yeah.
so much.
Dude, what was the one? Oh, it was from the 4 of us should have bought it. I couldn't believe my eyes. Like it was this was Square Enix. They were like, Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, these kind of suck.
Right.
Let's just
And you wanted
give these away.
you wanted
and
us to
Embracer
buy it?
bought them. Dude, Embracer bought all of it
Yeah.
for $200 million.
Larry.
And then the next week,
Larry, I'm on DuckTales.
Oh yeah, but it doesn't matter. They bought it, and then the next week they bought all of it for like $200 million, and then the next week sold just Tomb Raider to Amazon for $600 million.
Yeah.
We would own Deus Ex and have $400 million. Like it didn't. I was like $200 million.
We just need a consortium.
I mean, I was
That's
looking
right.
at the number. I'm like, I could have done that. I could have bought that. I could have bought that on terms. Like, sure, I could have made that deal happen. So Embracer, I know, was ginormous. And now it's this splintered group of nonsense. I bought some of the stock, nothing. Like I bought like $200 worth of the stock of Embracer Group, and then they splintered into like 3 things. Asmo Media, which is like a board games thing, and like 2 other ones. but they did this dirty thing where all of the debt was like hoisted on one of these
Oh
companies.
yeah, they do that all the time.
Yeah, they're like, oh, so sorry, you have $40 trillion worth of debt. And they're like, well, we're bankrupt. What are you going to do?
That's what WB's doing right now with their thing, because they want to split the company into two, sell off one part of it with none of the debt to Netflix, and then the other part gets all of the debt and has the TV channels and stuff.
Yeah, it's a funny. I don't see how this works, and like I can see how it shouldn't be legal. I feel like just on face value, something sounds very wrong. I think if you just like say it out loud, you're like, that sounds wrong. That should be all you need to know that it's like, all right, you can't do that. I don't know, right? I have not done this deal, or like saying, hey, no, that actually makes sense. Maybe it does. I just don't like it. It just doesn't sound right.
Well, quick announcement for everybody who's watching. We're starting a studio. It's called Nerd Nest Studios, and we're going to buy up all these companies that keep getting fired, and we'll have them put out games, and we'll be rich. We just got to get a little capital first. We'll see how that works.
Yeah, Patreon.
You're right.
So the thing that bothers me most about this whole Bluepoint thing is I feel like this is a company that was in the best position to give the things that a lot of PlayStation players want. This would have been Bloodborne. They could have, they like, just looking at the games they had developed, right? God of War Collection on PS, Ico and Shadow of the Colossus Collection, and then also Shadow of the Colossus for PS4, Metal Gear Solid HD Collection, Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection, Gravity Rush Remastered, Shadow of the Colossus, like I mentioned, and then Demon Souls for PS5. Like, that's kind of what we want, right? Like, I want to see more collections. I want to see like updated graphics for some of the things. I don't need the development studios to be I don't need Naughty Dog to make a new Jak and Daxter collection. They should be working on their new stuff, but somebody else could do it. And I feel like Bluepoint would have been in a great position to do that. And that's what kind of hurts for me. It's like, man, this is a wasted opportunity just to deliver on some of the things that we've been asking for.
Yeah, Bloodborne never happening now. Like, Sony basically fired their port house.
Bloodborne. Apparently, Demon Souls remake was. I have the stat here.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking of. I don't know. They're all the same to me.
No, you got it right. This is just a
nailed
reference.
it first try.
Yeah. So Demon Souls PS3 came out in 2009, but the remake came out in 2020, and Bloodborne came out in 2015, and now it's 11 years later, and we have no remake. So yeah.
And they got rid of their port house. So
yeah,
it's never going to happen. You're never going to get Bloodborne. Did I get it right again?
Nix's.
You got it right.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
You have Nix's, yeah.
Nix's, please port Bloodborne for us. I don't even need a remake or whatever. Just
what
give me
other
a port
studios
to
are going to
PC.
get canned by Sony?
So you have to be worried for Nix's at this point for sure.
Carrie, can you post the list in our Discord just so I can have a visual so I can see it while we're talking about this? What were you saying about Nix's is worried?
I feel like, yeah, you have to be worried for them right now because they are primarily a PC port house up to this point. And what's the last PC port they did, right? Probably whatever it was, it probably released about a year ago. So I hope they're working on something. I hope they're working on Bloodborne, but I don't know what they're working on. And Sony has clearly slowed down with the PC ports.
Yeah, they did Last of Us Part 1, and they'll be working on Death Stranding 2.
What's
I
that
didn't know
other-
they were working on Death Stranding 2. That's great.
Iron Galaxy. That's the other porting studio that Sony uses, but I don't think that they own Iron Galaxy.
I don't think so.
They just like contract them out to do some ports every now and again.
Maybe that's the other thing is they decided, well, we don't have to own this company if we can also just contract to somebody else. The thing about me, instead of just firing everybody, just freaking sell the company. Sell it to somebody else. You get a bunch of cash and those people get to keep their freaking jobs. I don't know. Maybe they tried. Who knows? Anyway, bad news bill strikes again. Tell us what you guys think about Sony killing Bluepoint Games. So you just saw a clip of my podcast, the Nerd Nest podcast. If you enjoyed it, then do me a favor and click on that like button. And if you really enjoyed it, then check out the link in the description down below. It's going to take you to the full podcast so you can watch the entire conversation and a whole lot more. If that sounds good, I hope to see you over there. Thanks for watching. Stay rad, everybody.